All right, fair use, fair use, fair use disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. This is your brother Walt Rumya back with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wahab, Rakakwadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Also in the correct doctrine. I want to send a shalom to the 1/3 men, women, and children that will escape the judgment of Hashem Yahweh Shai by their faith. Just got another lesson I want to bring out through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. As you see, DJT, he is mocking the small hats, man. And this goes to show you that they are divided. And some people are saying it might be, this little cat and mouse type game that they're trying to fake everybody into thinking that they're going to go into peace with the Persians to make the small hats the enemies. Which DJT been since he's been in the went to this G summit, the G7 summit. He's been speaking real reckless against his own allies, man, which is Bibi. But you see, he's going to mock them here, knowing that this is a major deal for the small hats, man. Check this out.
Praise be to Allah. Look, think of what Israel's getting. They're not going to be nuked. It's very simple. I told Bibi, your biggest risk was that they'd drop a nuclear weapon into the middle of Israel. They'd only need one, and there would be no more Israel. Think of it, Bibi. You got the most important thing that you were asking for is.
So he's actually coming out mocking them. You can tell the body language of Marco Rubio. Look at the body language of Marco Rubio. Just running back, just 27 seconds. Look at the body language. He knows it. He's treading a thin line because those small headers got them by the balls, man.
Look, think of what Israel's getting. They're not going to be nuked. It's very simple. I told Bibi, your biggest risk was that they'd drop a nuclear weapon into the middle of Israel. They'd only need one, and there would be no more Israel. Think of it, Bibi. You got the most important thing that you were asking for is.
See, Mark Rubio know he's treading a thin line, man, because now they talking about Benjamin talking about releasing the real Epstein files, and DJT has already signed this deal, man. This memorandum. So they need DJT desperately needs this peace deal to go through, so they can basically restore the oil that they've been they're refining, not the oil refineries, but the backup oil that they have been using this whole time. The strait's been closed, man. So he needs this deal more than anything because the stock market went up since he signed it. Everything looking like it's on a straight and narrow path back to being normal in a sense. But the Lord is working on the minds of the kings of the earth, man. And this is not going to go anywhere, man. We know through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the small hats are not going to let this stick, man. And let me get to these videos, and I want to show you the reason why I know it's not going to stick, because they are already speaking of a major false flag, man.
Donald Trump just signed the surrender agreement with Iran in Versailles, and the symbolism is unreal. As the White House very proudly released footage of Donald Trump signing the Iran-US MOU, and the location couldn't be more historically loaded as Trump put pen to paper at Versailles, France during a dinner with Emmanuel Macron, the same palace of Versailles where in 1919 the Allied powers forced a defeated Germany to sign the Treaty of Versailles, one of the most famous surrender documents in modern history. And it is, of course, the treaty that ended World War I and reshaped the entire global order. And now, over 100 years later, history is once again repeating itself as Donald Trump traveled to Versailles and signed a MOU with Iran, which is a surrender document of the highest order. Iran got everything that they wanted, including billions of dollars in war reparations. And I'm not even sure if Trump or the lunatics at the White House in his administration are even aware of the symbolism and the history, because if they were, they would not let him do this in Versailles.
So you see that this is the same place where they signed this peace treaty to end World War One, and that was in Versailles, Paris. So I looked up Versailles. That name, that word means plowed land. That's what that word Versailles means, plowed land. Arable agricultural land that has been turned over, dug up, or cultivated using a plow to prepare it for planting crops. So you got a picture here showing you how this land looks, man. And that's symbolic to the scriptures because this place is going to be a desert, man. It's going to be a desert, man. So we see that the judgment of the Lord is close at hand, man, because that was the same place that Germany signed this peace agreement to end World War One, and World War III hasn't even started yet. But like he said, it's all symbolic to what's going to happen, man. So when you dig up them crops, you tear up the land to prepare this for the, lay seed. And it's like I said, it shows you a good picture of how they have to tear that land up to plant the seed. So you got to tear that land up, man. And they going into something else. But I just want to, kind of paint that picture in your head that this place is being pretty much being tilled, man, until they actually prepare this place for the destruction, man. And everything is spiritual, man. So the Lord had him sign it there at that place when the war hadn't even started, man. And they already signed this agreement for surrender. So, man, this is all spiritual, man. Now check this out. With J.D. Vance speaking to the small hats, and they're not going to, the Amalek is not going to go down without a fight, man.
J.D. Vance just warned Benjamin Netanyahu and his administration to not mess around with the United States and sabotage this peace deal. Watch this.
What I will say, and this does bother me, is that you've seen people within Bibi's cabinet who have come out and attacked the deal and in some ways very personally attacked the President of the United States. And I guess my message to them would be twofold. Number one, Donald J. Trump is the only head of state in the entire world who is sympathetic to the nation of Israel at this moment in time. And he happens to be the head of state of the world's superpower. If I was in the cabinet of the Israeli government, I might not be attacking the only powerful ally that I have anywhere left in the entire world.
This is quite the change for the Trump administration. And the question now is, will Israel listen? And if they don't, how will the United States respond? As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
And you see what he posted. Let me go back because it kind of glanced over real quick right here. You see what he posted. And that was the 17th, 9 a.m. in a work meeting with the head of you see it, man. I don't know how they go with the algorithm with that. But you see, this is not going, they're not just going to be able to put them to the side and not have them speak out or make moves because they're not under the authority of the Americans, man. They have their own personal agenda, and they are Amalek, man, who pretty much has the control over the whole planet right now. Now, this is pretty much J.D. Vance going over exactly what he just said, but in a lengthier speech of what he said, man. Let me play that.
Hypotheticals that could torpedo the deal, because I think the president's expectation is that all of our friends, the Israelis, the Arabs in the region, we're going to work together and actually see this deal to completion. Now, I saw the Axios report, that Netanyahu is fuming. That's not reflective of the conversations that I've had with him, but maybe he's saying something to somebody else that he's not saying to me. What I will say, and this does bother me, is that you've seen people within Bibi's cabinet who have come out and attacked the deal and in some ways very personally attacked the President of the United States. And I guess my message to them would be twofold. Number one, Donald J. Trump is the only head of state in the entire world who is sympathetic to the nation of Israel at this moment in time. And he happens to be the head of state of the world's superpower. If I was in the cabinet of the Israeli government, I might not be attacking the only powerful ally that I have anywhere left in the entire world. And the second message I would give to some of those cabinet members, Bibi, to his credit, has not gone down this path, but to some of these cabinet members in Israel who are attacking the President of the United States, the other thing that I would say is that over the last 3 months, 2/3 of the defensive weapons that have protected your homeland have been built by American hands and paid for by American tax dollars. The problem for Israel is not Donald J. Trump. And anybody in Israel who thinks their biggest problem is the President of the United States needs to wake up and smell the reality of the situation that country is in. Thank you all.
Now you see the angle that they are coming in now, man. They are pretty much standing up to Amalek. And they're not going to take too keen to that, man. They're going to take too kind to that. And you see, I showed you where Benjamin had a meeting with the head of his intelligence, which you see here, I'm trying to just kind of sticky stuff. But you see here, this is someone, I guess, in Iran or one of those Middle Eastern nations. He says, I've heard that the remaining members of the Epstein network have devised a conspiracy to create an incident, that's behind the TikTok logo, to you see it, and blame Iran for it. So something very sticky is about to happen. It says, Iran fundamentally oppose such terrorist schemes and has no war with the American people. Now, I'm not going to play this video, you know what I'm saying, just because of the sticky subject, which I just read to you. And it says similar to the 9, you see it. Read it one more time. It says, I have heard, since the logo is on, I have heard that the remaining members of the Epstein's network have devised a conspiracy to create an incident similar to and blame Iran for it. Iran fundamentally opposes such terrorist schemes and has no war with the American people. So something is in the making, man. You see how DJT is and JD Vance are bucking up against Amalek, and they're not going to sit down and let them pretty much control what they think is their destiny, and that's to create a superpower in the Middle East, being Amalek. That's what they want, man. They want to extend their land and create them to be a superpower. And it always was said that Babylon was going to go down. And Benjamin already said that we don't need them anymore. We want to have our own. We don't need their finances anymore. They want their own established superpower. So here we go. Major events are coming. And I just want to hit a couple scriptures. This is Jeremiah 49 and verse 13. It says, I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, and a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. Now, we've read these scriptures over and over and over. And it shows you that prophecy is at the door, because this is the Lord's agenda to destroy Babylon from off the face of the earth, man. Now, let me go back up to 10 and read down to 13, because this all fits into the Lord having this destruction on Babylon the Great, man, which is the land of the Edomites. This is Jeremiah 49 and verse 10. It says, but I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. And it shows you that Esau is finished, man. The Lord is about to close the curtains on this man's kingdom. Leave thy father's children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. And now we had to drink of the cup. And you don't think Esau's going to drink of that cup? The Lord is finna show you this man is finna drink every drop of that cup. 13 again. For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse. And all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. So this place is slated for judgment, man. Isaiah 34 tells you that Basra, which symbolizes the Edomites, they're going to be destroyed, man. Their land is never going to be inhabited again. Isaiah 34 in verse 6, the sword of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams. For Yahweh Bashem Yahushua hath a sacrifice in Basra. See, the Lord has a judgment slated for Esau, man. That cup that we had to drink, Esau's about to drink it. And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. So the great slaughter is coming here, man. Because like they said that 9-1-1 style event is going to plunge this place into chaos, man. It's going to plunge it right away, man. It's going to plunge it right away into chaos. Now, our people still don't think Esau is a so-called white man. And you can't see that the Esau is a so-called white man, then you're off your rocker, man. You're out of your mind. Because these same curses that we experienced, that cup we drank, is going on our enemies, man. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. It says, in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we'll put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Now, all these events is not only just happening here in Babylon the Great, they're happening all over the world to you Jakes, man. Now, here in Mississippi, you seen where this baby got killed, 1 year old, right after the 14-year-old got shot in the back. His trial came up. The guy got acquitted for putting him to death. Now you just seen that the Carmelo Anthony case that pretty much shows you that it's an agenda they have to stir up you Jakes because their kingdom is coming to an end, man. And see, these low-level Edomites, these low-level Edomites, they don't have a clue that their kingdom is coming to an end. Long as they can have their foot on your neck, you blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, and be above you. Now, when they finally realize that their enemy is Amalek, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. Esau's kingdom is already crumbling. And Amalek and these regular Joe Blow six-pack Edomites, all of them are Edomites, man. All of them going to have to drink of the cup. This is Ezekiel 35 and verse 1. It says, moreover, the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And Mount Seir symbolizing the Edomites, their dwelling place. This as well as Idumea, just like Jake, similar. When you see in the scriptures, it says Israel, Jerusalem, symbolizing the Israelites, man. But let me continue on. It says, verse 3, it says, and say unto it, thus say Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and make you, and I will make thee most desolate. See, the Lord is about to stretch his hand out on Esau, man. That's why you're seeing all these chariots everywhere. The Lord's plan is to destroy Esau's kingdom, man. Verse 4, it says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So they're going to soon know the Lord did this to them. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. And it's these curses that's going to come on them, man. Their blood is going to be spilled everywhere, man. In the streets of Babylon the Great, in war, the Lord is going to be after them everywhere they go, man. Blood is going to pursue them, man. It says, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate. See, the Lord is preparing to judge Esau, man. And cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with the slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolation. And that's what's happening to them, man. The Lord is preparing them unto blood, and they're going to be a perpetual desolation, man. Destruction is always going to pursue them, man. Just like we didn't have shit here, we was always on the bottom. That's what their role is going to be. A role reversal. They're going to be at the bottom, and they're going to never have anything, man. Continual desolation, man. At the end of 9, it says, let me read 9 again. It says, I will make thee perpetual desolation, and thy cities shall not return. See, when the Lord opened up, man, their cities are not going to return, man. Now, you see in Russia, Ukraine just hitting their ass every which way. And they said it looked apocalyptic from the videos I've seen of drones just coming and hitting every which way, man. And it looked, like you said, apocalyptic. And those cities are not going to return, man, to Esau. Just like Babylon the Great, their cities are not going to return when the Lord open up, man. When this false flag or whatever happens, they're not going to go back to the way it used to be. End of 9, it says, that in thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So the Lord is about to shake his hand over Babylon the Great, man. You're going to know this is all by the hands of the Lord, man. And we're forewarning our people to return to the Lord, because you're going to be caught up in this madness, in this judgment. Because it's going to be madness everywhere, man. The people are losing it. Everyone is on edge. Racial tension is at its highest. These demons are out here, man. They got this now. They got the they saying the zombie disease or whatever going around, where people just picking. These mostly Edomites I've seen picking up dead carcasses of rabbits and shit. I think one of them was alive, man. He just started eating it, man. Woman was on the side of the road eating a deer. So man, we at the end, bro. We at the end. This is Baruch 4, and I started verse 27. Baruch 4 and 27, it says, be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto power. And that's the reason why we're praying that we're part of the elect. And we're prophesying our people to return to the Lord, man. Because the Lord is hearing our cries, man. It says, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. And that's the drink of that cup, man, that Esau's about to drink. And the Lord is remembering us, man. It says, verse 28 says, for as it was your mind to go astray from power, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. So that's the reason why we staying diligent, man. We got to seek the Lord 10 times more, man. Constantly staying in the scriptures, constantly praying to the Lord, constantly looking for, the understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua through his word, man. 29, it says, for he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. And see, when Esau goes down, our salvation is there. It's at the door. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall. And see, misery is coming to Esau, man. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. See, the judgment is coming upon Esau's land, man. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And that's Babylon the Great, man. So we right in the process of these prophecies is switching on, man, and being fulfilled, man. 33, it says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad at thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. See, they were so happy and rejoiced over our fall, and they still are showing pride towards us, man, because they're still in power. But see, the Lord is going to flip the switch, and their power is going to end, man. It says, verse 34, it says, for I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude. See, all the happiness and joy they had, it's going to turn all into mourning, man. And her pride shall be turned into mourning. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. So all this high mind that Esau had towards us, because he's still in power, he's soon finna feel the wrath of the Lord, man. It says, for fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. And see, that's Babylon the Great, man. And you're seeing it, man, on a low level, but the Lord is going to intensify this thing, man. He's going to turn the knob up. I said, like, hey, he's going to turn the knob up on this thing, man. Well, you're going to see, man, these demons, man, wreaking havoc. And it's already wreaking havoc on the people, man. Just look at the New York Knicks parade and shit, man. They spazzing out up there, man. 36 said, O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from power. See, our Lord is coming from the east, man. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sendest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of power. And that's how all of us came to the Lord, man, by his word. And we're rejoicing in his word, man, because the Lord has chose us to receive his word, man. He has chose us, man. This is Psalms 89, and I'm going to just hit the point, man. I'm going to start at verse 19. It says, then thou speakest in vision to the Holy One, and saidest, I have laid help upon one that is mighty. I have exalted one chosen out of the people. I have found David, my servant, with my holy oil have I anointed him. And see, the house of David is being rebuilt as well, man. And that's the Lord willing. I'm a part of that number, man, the elect. It says, with whom my hand shall be established. See, the Lord is reestablishing the house of David, man. It says, my arm also shall strengthen him. The enemy shall not exact upon him, nor the sons of the wickedness afflict him. It says, and I will beat down his foes before his face and plague them that hate him. And see, the Lord is plaguing our enemies, man. He is plaguing our enemies, just as he did in the ancient world when he plagued David's enemies. And that's these Edomites, man, these heathen nations, man. He's plaguing them because they soon to go down, man. But my faithfulness and my mercy shall be with him, and in my name shall his horn be exalted. And that's the horn, his power, man, through the Lord's name. It ain't through the Most High Christ blessed. It ain't through Jesus or Christ. It's through Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. That's how our power is being established. That's how this kingdom is going. That's why this kingdom is going down, because we're exalting the Lord's name, man, and being faithful to his word. You got to say, Tawadi Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. The Lord has given us this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, understanding at the end of the world, man. But I'm going to end it there. Lord, when is edifying. Shalom. Shalom.